What's up, my fellow scruffy looking nerfers, and welcome to the Carbonite Chat. Today we're going to be talking about the stupidest relationship ever in Star Wars. Yes, they are stupider than Padme and Anakin, and that is Rose and Finn. This is covering chapters 30 through 32 of the Last Jedi novel. It's so close to being over with, finally. But we're down on Crait now, and a lot of this is just meaningless crap, as the whole movie is, but this particularly is just kind of running over everything. So really the only stuff that it kind of goes over is repeating that Finn's, stupid because, he's black apparently, because if you haven't seen the prior videos I've discussed, he's a very racist stereotype, and this just continues to push it. Yeah, it's pretty awful. So Leia discusses how this was, it was used in the rebellion, and that her father found it and how he found it and stuff. And I guess it wasn't enough that we got an entire novel about it that had a character in Admiral Holdo that was interesting and different from a character we've ever had before, and then they completely changed it. So there was no point in reading it for that reason, and now they just tell us about Crait and her dad finding it, which was in the novel. So why did I buy that, Disney? Can I please get my refund? This is why no one's buying your crap anymore. Moving on past that, Rose is searching around to try to see if she can't find anything to fix up for them and go to battle, because finding old crap and heading back out to battle against the First Order that had better stuff than you did with your up-to-date stuff, and now you're getting stuff that was used a part of the rebellion over 30 years ago, closer to 40 years ago, is going to stand up to them. So this is a wise decision, but we'll continue on to that. And so Finn's looking out, trying to get an idea of what the First Order's sending down. And when he goes in explaining to Poe they need to do something, he says "we" in it. And he says, we need to go fight. And Rose is like, oh, you finally said it. And he's like, what, fight? Because, she's called him basically a coward and a traitor and running away the entire time. And everyone wants to say, but he wasn't really running away, all the defenders. Yet the novel and the book, novel and the book, same thing. The book and the movie, Rose is constantly calling him out for running away. So, I'm just sticking with what the characters know. And apparently Rose is the smartest person in the entire Star Wars galaxy. So I'm just sticking with her. If anything, see, y'all arguing against me. Y'all are ignoring the facts of The Last Jedi, because The Last Jedi's told me that no matter what, if whatever your logic tells you, just listen to the women. That's what this movie's been about, right? Just listen to the women. So I'm listening to Rose. Finn's been running away. So that's the case. That's done deal. She said it, so she's right. And but he goes, what? I said the word fight. And she goes, no, you said we. And she started to tear up. I guess this is her falling in love with him. Because again, probably the title of this video is how stupid this whole thing is. And that's really every other point is, basically calling him stupid and a screw up and a coward for running away. But then after all of that happened, like one point she grabbed her necklace and was thinking of her sister and was like, my sister would probably say he has a good heart and I should be easy on him. And now because he said we, she's crying. This is, I mean, whew. I mean, this is a love story beyond love stories. They should just cut everything else out and just put this in there. I mean, this is beautiful. This is perfect. Y'all are right. I've been saying that Ryan doesn't deserve to write anymore, that he's a terrible writer, that he's never really written anything that well in his life. And, he got his prominence from directing Breaking Bad for a couple of episodes in which someone else wrote the script, and so he just found the visuals, which everyone says is The Last Jedi visually looks pretty good. So let's get him to write and not direct, but just write a new trilogy. That sounds brilliant. I hope they put something as in-depth and deep as this beautiful, beautiful, heartwarming love story. I mean, he said I'm crying. If you're not crying, you don't have a soul. Like, that's the fact. If you're not crying that Finn said you don't have a soul. You're a sexist bigot. That's what you are. And you hate people. You hate everyone. So then Leia begins to tell the plan. And this is where I guess the sexism returned after my heartwarming cry. Because I began to question something and go, this sounds like a bad plan. Now, they're outnumbered. They're outgunned. They're clearly going to kill off the majority of people that are about to head out to battle here. And the whole sole purpose is they know they can't get any victory at all out of this. But just to bide time and make sure that no one, to try to give them some chance to be able to get away. Now, what moment am I talking about in this movie? Because there could be two different moments. One of which someone gets chastised and slapped and demoted for, and the other one no one's talking about, because this is Leia telling them about how there's TIE fighters and heavy walkers coming at them, and they've got these little bitty rickety speeders that she says, oh, by the way, someone used them before. We used them before. Red Squadron used them against some scouts. And so, yeah, well, this is probably all right. You'll probably be okay. Don't worry about it. Yet Poe did the same. Sounds real similar to what Poe did. And a lot of people died in those speeders, didn't they? And a lot of people died in the bombers. Why was it okay for them to die, but it wasn't okay in the other time? When actually, at least Poe did destroy the dreadnought. It feels like, maybe because it was more Leia's idea, and so no one's saying that this was a bad decision because Leia was saying it, but here Poe was saying it, and so it was a terrible decision. I'm missing a dot here. Someone can probably connect it for why one is perfectly okay in this storyline, but the other one's chastised. And there's articles about them being need to throw in the brig or killed. Oh, I can't figure it out. Hopefully one of y'all will be able to comment down below and tell me what it is that has kind of split this concept or idea, because I just can't figure it out. One other keynote from Leia in this is that she informs everyone to drop the ski down before heading to battle. You might wonder, why does this matter? Why are you telling us this little bit of information? And I'll get to it. I'm going to make you wait just a tad. I'm not going to subvert your expectations, but I will tell you. But we'll have to wait. We'll see if you pick it up on your own. So then again, we're going through this whole stupid stuff, and so Poe tells Rose that she needs to fly, that they need people, and then she goes, but why do you need me? And that's pretty much the voice that we got going on here. And he's like, well, who else is going to watch after Finn? Watch after Finn, as it turns around and Finn is fumbling around with a pilot's headset. I'm sorry, I get, okay, you say he can't fly. I got it. I got it. I can't fly a plane. But guess what? If you handed me a pilot's headset, I wouldn't just be fumbling around with it. Neither would any other normal human being. Like, it is insane to me. And we're supposed to respect this as like good writing. This is, oh my, man, you just don't understand the depth that Rian Johnson went to. Like, he went so deep. It was just, the character development. Woo! Yeah, I mean, he developed Finn. My goodness, it's someone that everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be like Finn now after this great character development we have. It's so utterly brilliant. It's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece. So then she says, yeah, she'll go. And then, so then they head out. First, you get a little tidbit. Kylo, yet again, looking down at Hux. Because this is, again, great character development here. Every person that looks at Hux just says, oh, Kylo needs to be there because he needs to lead. Because Hux will just, do something stupid and grandiose And so Kylo has to be there to lead it. This is the big evil gang we got to worry about in episode 9. Oh man, I'm so excited for episode 9. You know, there's no storyline to build from or nowhere to go after it. And all of our entire side that's on the positive, if there's anything positive in this, is Rey, Mary Sue, Poe, if anyone other than Rian Johnson's writing him's an unbeatable pilot. And so yeah, they're gonna lose, right, against Kylo. Hux. Oh no, he's dead. Yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. And then he says he's keeping him close because he's backstabbed his way up. Okay. I mean, so this is the villain we're supposed to fight. So he's a backstabber. Okay, well, unless all of a sudden the Resistance decides to go to the dark side to be able to, then we don't have to worry about Hux doing anything. Because otherwise he'll just be grandiose and screw up everything. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. So then they head out there. As they're heading out, see, I set you up. I told you it was coming. You had fan expectations, I'm sure, of what could be the answer. Why did you tell us that little piece of nugget earlier about what Leia said about the little thing coming down? And you probably, some of y'all probably wondered, because I have done it in my prior videos, is he going to just forget the fan expectations? Go completely against it? But no, I have your answer, dummies. See, Rose, referring to Finn as a dummy, yet again, it's such a beautiful love story, has to tell Finn to put it down, because Finn's too stupid, apparently, to remember to put it down, even though Leia just told him that. Just told him that. Guess it's a good thing that they sent Rose out there to watch after Finn. So then we have the Millennium Falcon appear. And for a second I was kind of thrown off because Rose doesn't know the Millennium Falcon, but I guess they wrote enough extra novels to explain the many flaws of this movie. Not all of them. They explained some of them. And so she doesn't know what the Millennium Falcon is. Because she was on a mission. If you don't know it, read, what was that crap book? Cobalt Squadron. And they'll tell you special stuff about Paige and Rose. Because they're such big characters that everyone wants to know about, that they needed their own novel that was really just there to explain away many issues between the two movies. But hey, it wasn't good. It was terrible. It was utterly terrible. So Rey and Chewie are flying in. Rey and Chewie. That sounded weird. Rey and Chewie are flying in, and Rey has to tell Chewie to pull off to lead the TIEs away. I know this is a bit nitpicky, but I'm going to go there. Why can't Chewie have something? Why can't, I guess, Chewie's a guy, I think. I don't, hadn't checked. Hadn't seen a, I'm not going to say it. Chewie's a guy. Yeah, he's a guy. I don't even know why I'm questioning it. I'm thrown off. I'm confused. I'm viewing, I've looked at so much Disney stuff. I can't, the SJWs trying to get through to my brain, and I have to question everything so much, Next thing you know, I may be, thrown in jail because I said Chewie was a man without considering the possibility that he could be something else. But then I remembered he doesn't get to do anything in this movie. And he doesn't get to, he's just driving around Miss Daisy. It's actually a pretty good joke. I said it in the comments. I wanted to use it again because it's Daisy Ridley. Driving around Miss Daisy was a movie where someone drives around. Okay. But why can't he come up with it? Why couldn't Chewie just say, hey, this is smart, let me fly away? But no, Rey has to tell him. Rey knows everything. Let me guess, guys, she had a computer set up in her AT-AT that taught her, tactical plans that she learned directly from Tarkin, and so she's actually the best military tactician ever. Is that in there as well? Is that another book coming out? I gotta wait. They're gonna make sure to cover that before episode 9 comes out. Jason Fry is gonna write another stupid book. Is that what you're telling me? And then of course they hate that ship. It's just, oh man. I don't even think for Ryan that he's even trying at this point. It's the pacing's thrown off. The whole movie has already been a wreck. And then it's like, oh, we had a natural stopping point because up to that point, before Crait, they had just followed the plot points, point by point, to an exact T almost, with Empire Strikes Back. And then he was like, well, they're going to say I'm copying Empire Strikes Back, so let me add the beginning of Empire Strikes Back at the end. And they had to cut from this movie. And they cut like everything. God almighty. So then they're heading towards, Finn. The one moment that had any emotional resonance at all for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people. Finn begins to take off the headset. It actually said he pawed the headset off, which, I didn't want to nitpick on that one, but I'll let you be the judge. After everything else that's been said, instead of saying he pulled the headset off, he pawed it off. Is that like, it's questionable at best. Why is he pawing? I mean, that's what I want to know. Why'd you have to put the word paw? It's not a normal word you use. No, you don't ever hear anyone in the world saying, oh, did you see him pawing that off over there? So he paws it off, and then Rose comes and says, even though technically looking at the movie, watching it, there's absolutely zero way that she could ever make it to be able to run into him, but we have the beautiful moment of her running in and ruining the only scene that could have meant anything. The only way Finn trying to put himself out of his own misery from all of the terrible crap that has been going on in this movie. Constantly being called a dummy, a goof, an idiot, bumbling around. I mean, I think he's trying to convince. So I remember earlier, actually, one other thing I need to add to this beautiful love story. See the part where he gives her the thumb up in the movie? Well, apparently she says something to him. I think it may have been after I don't remember. She says something to him and he gives him the thumbs up. And she goes, hey, dummy, your headset works. And he goes, and she was like, okay. It's like, hey, okay, this is all to you young ladies in the audience that are no one watching it. But we'll pretend that that's the case. And SJWs particularly, which yet again, I know haven't made it this far into the movie, but I will try to help you here. I will try to do this for you. That moment right there where she called the guy twice and he was just like, that's saying we don't like you. You're weird. You're an awful person. You called me a dummy a bunch of times and tried to talk down to me the entire time I've known you. This is the best you're getting because I'm a good guy. You're lucky it's not something else. Because you suck. You're a miserable, miserable human being. And this is why all of you are single. So you SJW woman watching this right now, you're wondering, I picked you like, how did you know? Do you know who I am? No. You're an SJW, so of course you're single. Of course you don't have a relationship. Because you're an idiot with a stupid ideology. And this is why you're single. So we move forward. To further this a little bit more, she crashes into, and we all know it, the beautiful speech that everybody was just like, man, it's so great. Where you'd say, you don't fight against what you hate, you fight for what you love. I think I may have actually made it better. I don't even think the line was that good, because that actually it just sounded semi-normal. But, ignoring everything that happens, like Holdo just sacrificing herself and all the other prior movies beforehand, and the fact that this doesn't really make any sense, and people have tried to argue and say, yeah, but your favorite movie, Empire Strikes Back, in the notes from, I can't remember exactly which writer it was, but in their notes they said that the thing that makes the rebellion great is they fight for what they love. Yeah, you fight out of love, but to crash into somebody to stop them from protecting the entire resistance because you're in love with them is stupid. And the book even plays along with this, because immediately after she crashes into him and he's like, what are you doing? And she tells him this stupid line. That moment it says, and the cannon lights up like a sun and shoots into, and the door is torn apart. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if Poe would have been like, you know, telling someone he loved them when he did that, and then everyone else was being killed, it would have been okay. Or if Poe was a woman. I may have spoiled my answer between Leia and Poe right there about why Leia didn't get any crap for killing off all those speeders, but Poe did, even though this time Poe made the right decision, and Poe tends to make the right tactical decision throughout most of them. Anyways, whew, all this thinking straight after all this Disney crap's giving me a headache. So the door blows up, and that's when she leans up to kiss him and to touch off the great, beautiful love story, and just to throw in a tad bit more racism. She had to kiss him because she didn't think that he would be smart enough to figure out that she was saying she loved him. Yup. Says she gave him a kiss because the big goof has a good heart, but sometimes he misses things that are obvious. I'm sorry here. I don't think anyone thought y'all were in love up until this point. Pretty sure everyone was like, this is crazy. Finn even reacts like, okay. But this is what the people that enjoy this movie, tends to be the case for a lot of them. A lot of them that are discussing like that this is a legitimate relationship. That there's chemistry here. That this is a good movie. Tend to try to say that other people miss obvious things, but yet they tend to miss the most obvious of things. But I may have been poking people a little too much through this video. So we'll end there. That's chapters 30 through 32 and the ending or the beginning of the most beautiful relationship in all of Star Wars. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope your heart has been warmed by this as it has mine. And remember, fight for that. Fight for what you love. I messed it up, but it's okay. Just remember that. Always smart to live by the words of Rose. Thank you as always for watching. And never forget, you nerf herders, I love you.